June the 3rd, 2022. Guys, you're looking at current satellite images over the Gulf of Mexico. Notice, Texas, you've got a little system moving through there. It's not as strong as some of the ones we've seen, but keep an eye on that. But what we do have is now basically Tropical Storm Alex. It's got sustained winds of 40 miles an hour, but technically a tropical storm goes from 39 miles per hour to 73 miles per hour, and it goes to a Cat 1 hurricane. They're predicting this thing to stay as a moderate tropical storm right now. One thing about it, the center of circulation is here, but it has moved north far enough now to where it's not going to interact, as far as the center of the storm, with the island of Cuba. So it's kind of got a wide open path before it now. Let's take a look at the radar. And what we see is a continuation of what we saw last night. This right side of the storm is what's loaded with the storms. Now, that has crossed Cuba, and now that is clear. It's going to head for the Keys. The center circulation is here, and it's expected to come to shore sometimes tomorrow as possibly 45 miles an hour, something like that. But we're going to have to watch it because now it's in open, warm water. Now, this is the modeling, and it puts the X where the storm was at 1 p.m. today. It is now 3:35, so 2.5 hours ago, the storm was here. Again, it's free from land, and it's going to be bending north and northeast and headed for south-central Florida. By 7 a.m. in the morning, let's check this out, it's offshore, and you'll be feeling the full brunt of that right side of the storm as it moves counterclockwise inshore. You know the drill. And the guys already, we'll take a quick look at the webcam down on the end of the Keys, and it's been rough all day, but it's already going downhill as far as the weather there. 7 p.m. Tomorrow, guys, it's already crossed the peninsula. It's re-entering the Atlantic Ocean, and if this track holds good, that'll be great for everyone except Bermuda, and this will keep it away from the East Coast. But tropical storm all the way until 7 a.m. Monday, and it does show an possibility of an increase in speed once it gets into the Atlantic and is uninhibited. Now let me pause that for just a second because I'm just now getting the 4 p.m. update. It says the disturbance was centered near latitude 23 north, longitude 85.8 west. It's moving toward the northeast near 7 miles per hour, and a northeastward motion with an increase in forward speed is expected during the next couple of days. On the forecast track, the system should move across the southeastern Gulf tonight, across the southern and central portions of the Florida Peninsula on Saturday, and then over the southwestern Atlantic north of the northwestern Bahamas late Saturday through Sunday. Maximum sustained winds are near 40 miles an hour with higher gusts. The system is expected to develop a well-defined center and become a tropical storm tonight. Some slight strengthening is possible while it approaches Florida. Additional strengthening is possible after the system moves east of Florida over the western Atlantic Saturday night and Sunday. Tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 175 miles to the east of the center. Guys, that's a long way. This storm was very strong. It broke records as it came across central Mexico or impacted it there as a Category 2 hurricane. The estimated minimum central pressure is 1,003 millibars. Now, one of the things you're going to have to watch out for is up to 12 inches of rain in some of these areas. And the storm surge, and what they're saying about that is the combination of storm surge and the tide will cause normally dry areas near the coast to be flooded by rising waters moving inland from the shoreline. Let me say this, there's probably 8 out of 10 hurricanes that affect the Keys are coming in from the Atlantic, not the Gulf. Some do loop back in there, we've seen it a lot, but a lot of times we'll be watching these big ones come in from the Atlantic. It says the water could reach the following heights above ground somewhere in the indicated areas if the peak surge occurs at the time of high tide. Marco Island, Florida, to Card Sound Bridge, 1 to 3 feet. Middle of Longboat Key, Florida to Marco Island, 1 to 2 feet. Charlotte Harbor, 1 to 2 feet. Florida Keys to the Dry Tortugas, 1 to 2 feet. Card Sound Bridge to North Miami Beach, including Biscayne Bay, 1 to 2 feet. Just like we talked about before, small craft, if you can't get them out of the water, make sure they're secure. Extreme northwestern Bahamas, storm surge could raise water levels by as much as 1 to 3 feet above normal tide levels. It says surge-related flooding depends on the relative timing of the surge and the tidal cycle and can vary greatly over short distances. For information specific to your area, please see products issued by your local National Weather Service Forecast Office. Look at your tide charts. It says a few tornadoes are possible over the southern Florida Peninsula and the Florida Keys tonight and Saturday. This is for forecaster Bevan. Next intermediate advisory at 7 p.m. Next complete advisory at 10 p.m. These are Central Daylight Times. And most of the tracks coincide with what we were seeing with the National Hurricane Center. But notice this radar modeling. This is coming out of Fox Hurricane down in Florida. It's a little southern. It's on the southern edge of the cone. Notice that eye is moving just to the south of what looks like Lake Okeechobee here. Check this out. Now, this modeling and its radar imaging going into tonight and tomorrow of the storm, and notice that the center of circulation would be on the southern edge of what we were looking at as far as that storm track map across Florida from the National Hurricane Center. This is Fox Hurricane Radar. I'm going to play it forward, and notice that it looks like the center of circulation goes possibly just south of Lake Okeechobee. Check this out. Timestamps on your bottom right. Right in here is going to be your center of circulation. And so that it looks like it's going to stay south of Okeechobee, and that's going to really hammer down on the Keys and South Florida because you're going to be in that northeast quadrant. You can see it strengthening, but it appears to be moving offshore. Of course, we're going to keep an eye on it. All of you guys on the East Coast, you do that also. Now let's go live. This is 3:59 Central. That'd be 4:59 where we're looking at. That's the southernmost tip of the U.S., and it is Key West, Florida, and you're looking south, and that's kind of the direction that this storm is going to slam into the Keys from. But I've noticed this morning, and then at lunch got a chance to check it out. Looks like the tide is out now compared to what I saw earlier. There's a shallow sandbar just over that brick ledge. If you watch it on calm days, you can see it. You could wade through there. But earlier, around noon, I think it was, I was looking at it, and big waves were crashing over the wall already. So again, it looks like low tide. And check your local high and low tides if you're anywhere in the area we've been talking about tonight. But guys, we're going to be watching it. It's going to be moving fast now. It's nothing to slow it down, no islands, nothing. We're going to have to watch and see what it does. Remember, a tropical storm can go up to 73 miles an hour. That's not what they're predicting for this one, 45 to 50, but that can bring the tornadoes, the flooding, and power lines down, things like that. So just be extra careful. If you got friends in the area, make sure they're aware of what's going on. We're watching it. You watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe.